I became a runner during the pandemic, and here's why. As we all know, the pandemic was extremely challenging for a variety of different reasons. One of the main things that was a struggle for me is that my gym setting was either significantly restricted or even shut down during periods of time, both weeks and months. With the inability to be consistent, something which I had really enjoyed, especially being an entrepreneur, small business owner who craves routine. It was extremely challenging for me to rationalize blocking out time for a fitness center experience that I couldn't necessarily count on. So what did I do? I laced up a pair of shoes and I started to become a runner again. Running was always something that in my younger years was incredibly beneficial for me, both cardiovascularly and mental health-wise, in addition to supporting me with my athletic endeavors. I played 8 different sports growing up, and running was a significant part of almost every single one of them. However, I always enjoyed more interval-based training. So whether or not it was shuttle runs, hills, bleachers, those were things that I naturally did more, knowing that as a healthcare professional, doing activities like that right out of the gates after not having run for a while was not gonna be the best bet for me. I became more of a steady runner. So somebody that was running a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles at a relatively steady pace so that I built this foundation for future running. What this allowed me to do was to fall in love with the process of working out and training again. I had put myself in a position where I signed up for a couple 5Ks, and as a result of having an actual competition in mind, I found that it actually put me in a situation where I had my best fitness levels of my post-athlete career. So in 2022, I can officially say that I am a runner. I've done 5Ks this year, I've done an 8K, and I actually did my first half marathon. I even have navigated an injury this year, hurting my calf at the half marathon, going for about 6 weeks of running, not running, re-injuring my calf, and now being in a situation where I've been doing 5Ks again. I've been doing longer training runs, including a recent 8-mile run, and I have another half marathon on the books this fall. But the structure provided by competition allows me more of a rationalization of why I need to stay committed to a routine. So I would challenge everybody out there who's been the former athlete like me. What are you doing to hold yourself accountable? What are you doing to put some kind of target in place where you're setting this short-term benchmark where you need to do things at a certain level to do well? Prior to the pandemic, I was just working out to work out. I would go through different waves. I would rationalize potentially not showing up for blocks of time, but that was largely because there was no short-term benchmark, much like I've used from a business standpoint. In business, I'll use 90-day, maybe mid-year benchmarks that put me in a position where I am accountable to something because I have this goal in place. But I never had that in my adult or my post-athlete career because I never had a competition in front of me. So the running part has helped me both with my identity, being that I want to still say that I'm an athlete, but also creating much more structure than I've had at any point of time, which has been particularly beneficial for me as I look to maintain my health and well-being as I head 4 years from now into my 40s.